Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Is it too early to be talking about Flip Watch in the class of 2027, especially when we're talking about a 5-star Flip Watch? But I can see the comments already. You guys are going to be talking about how these commitments mean absolutely nothing. And I'm not saying that you're wrong. Hey, some of these kids, they make a decision, but it's the relationships. The recruiting doesn't stop until the pen hits the paper. And that's the case for 5-star wide receiver Easton Royal. He may be committed to Texas, but he's taking visits, and that tells me that his recruitment is still open. Easton Royal's a 5-star wide receiver, 5'11", 185 pounds, out of New Orleans, Louisiana. He's ranked as the 7th best player in the country, top-ranked wide receiver, and the number 1 ranked player out of the state of Louisiana. Hey, let's jump right into the tape. Let's go watch some highlights. Going to run through a scouting report. You guys know the deal. I want you to watch these highlights and jump in the comment section. Let me know what you see in Easton Royal. But here is the scouting report from Charles Power over at on3.com. Says here that he is the most dynamic pass catcher early in the 2027 cycle and a threat to score every time he touches the ball. Measured at around 5'11", 185 pounds prior to his junior season, one of the fastest top prospects in the cycle, running a 10.3 in the 100 meters as a sophomore. Brings that elite speed to the gridiron, lethal on vertical routes, easily pulling away from defensive backs downfield. He's also tough to tackle in the open field and will take it the distance if he finds space at the second level. He shows natural shiftiness as a route runner, giving him the ability to separate at every level. Among the more productive top wide receivers in the 27 class as a junior. Says here he can continue improving his ability to attack catches with his arms extended, but has shown expanded catch radius with several highlight reel grabs. One of the youngest top prospects in the class with a late July birthday prior to his freshman season of college football. Athleticism, polish, and big play ability to make him one of the top overall playmakers in the cycle, with potential to develop into a first-round NFL draft pick. So that is the scouting report from Charles Power. Now, he committed to Texas in November of last year after taking just 2 visits to Austin. So, again, commits early in the cycle, only been on campus a couple of times. Now he's a guy that's going to schedule some visits. That tells me his recruitment is open. At the time, he took other visits to Ole Miss, LSU, Ohio State, and Miami. He was back in Austin in January, and this is what he had to say. He says, our connection is stronger than ever, and it's only getting stronger. It went very well as expected. They are showing me and my family more hospitality every time we come, and they've shown me how they're going to use me in their system. With the atmosphere there and the people in the building and the development, I can see myself achieving. So he's committed to Texas. He's locked into Texas. He likes the atmosphere. He likes the family. He likes the environment. But you can see the tweet on the screen there. It says, new Texas 5-star wide receiver Easton Royal has locked in official visits to Tennessee, Florida, and the Longhorns. Sam Spiegelman reports he is the number 1 ranked wide receiver in the 2027 class. So is he truly locked in? And if you are locked in, why are you taking visits? You know, I always go back to Faison Brandon. That's a guy that also committed to Tennessee early in the cycle for the class of 2026. He said he was locked into Tennessee, and that's exactly what he was. He legit locked down his recruitment. He didn't take visits. Hey, you can still pick up the phone and call me. He said, thanks, but no thanks. That is a guy that committed, and stayed locked in throughout the entire recruitment. To me, there's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with taking visits. There's nothing wrong with enjoying the process. However, I think in doing that, you are showing that you're not truly locked down to your commitment. You take visits because you're exploring options, right? You're exploring opportunities, NIL deals. Tennessee has got to get him on campus, and they've got to get some momentum. Here's the quote from Royal about Tennessee. He said, Tennessee has made not only me, but my family feel like a priority too. Like Texas, they have an offense that fits my play style. Now, according to On3, Ole Miss, Ohio State, and LSU are all battling over Royal's 4th official visit, which is trending to be in late May. So Tennessee has the visit scheduled. Tennessee has an opportunity to make a move on Easton Royal, but he's not the only elite wide receiver that they are targeting. They are in the mix for another elite wide receiver that at one time was committed to Oregon. He canceled that. He decommitted from Oregon. He scheduled a commitment date. He pushed that back. Where is Tennessee at it? We're going to get into it, but as always, I need you guys to do that YouTube stuff for me real quick. Smash the thumbs up below the video. Quick, free, easy, helps the channel. I would appreciate it. If it's your first time here, welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. We don't pretend to be any of that. What we are, exactly what you guys are. It's for the fans, by the fans. If you like it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications so you don't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. We had a fun live stream last night. DJ Burks, in-state kid, Maryville High School, goes and plays college ball at App State, transfers to Tennessee. He's going to be a safety for this football team coming up this season. Man, go back and give it a watch. Great kid, fun interview. We got another one coming up on Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. J.P. Peace, legacy Vol. His dad played at Tennessee. He's committed to the Vols in the class of 27. Going to be a fun conversation. Be here for that one again Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We got more interviews coming your way. If you like what we do, you want to sponsor the channel, hit the join button down below. It is only $1 a month, and you guys help keep this channel going. But let's jump back into a little recruiting talk. The Battle Las Vegas 7 versus 7 tournament took place last weekend, and 4-star wide receiver Keshan Bowman was in attendance. The report from Adam Gorney coming out of that tournament said this: after backing off of his pledge to Oregon, Bowman wanted to make another commitment on February 10th, but decided to slow things down because he was not ready. The 4-star receiver from Brentwood Academy has Nebraska, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, and Miami as his new standouts, according to a source, although things change quickly in his recruitment. That's kind of been a theme for Keshan Bowman. He has been all over the place. Again, committed to Oregon, decommitted, set up another date on February the 10th, pushed that back. Austin Price of VolQuest has said this thing is going to go all the way to signing day. He is a 4-star wide receiver, 6'1", 170 pounds, out of Brentwood Academy in Nashville, Tennessee, ranked nationally as the 41st best overall player, 6th best wide receiver in the class, and the 2nd best player out of the state of Tennessee. Let's go take a look at his tape and get through the scouting report here. Gabe Brooks over at 247 Sports says he is a lean, wiry, strong outside receiver who consistently makes plays in the short to intermediate passing game and in aerial situations. Says he's got faster top end speed. However, speed varying nuance is advanced, wins with impressive acceleration and the ability to shift up and down, particularly within 20 yards, fast enough downfield with the testing data to support that. Says he's a strong two-way snaps at receiver and corner, could legitimately play power 4 ball at either spot. Major production as a sophomore with 50-plus catches, 1,000-plus yards, and 8 touchdowns. Says he's an above-average route runner at this stage thanks to hip sinking flexibility, fuel sudden breaks, and top-of-route juice. Lean and narrow through the core, but broad-shouldered and longer arm to regularly expand the catch radius, flashes body control and timing acumen to make contested catches. Projects to the high major level as a potential multi-year impact player with a long-term ceiling beyond college. Again, that is the scouting report from Gabe Brooks over at 247 Sports. Man, this is, again, an in-state kid, a kid that's been in town so much, been around the program so much. The Vols offered back in May of 2024. He visited for the Kent State and Florida games that season. He got back in town for the orange and white game last year. He was here for 865 Live in May of last year, visited for the Georgia and the UAB games in 2025. After the Georgia game, here's a quote. Said, I would say this is probably the best visit I've been to since I've been going to Tennessee. He said it was just the atmosphere and the environment. I was able to have a great conversation with Coach Pope as well. Went on to talk about Coach Pope. Said, I would just say he's a great guy. He is really easy to talk to. We just talk about football. We talk about family and other stuff. We have great conversations. Every time I talk to him, I just like him as a person as well. I think you got to keep that in mind, the relationship between Bowman and Kelsey Pope. Says, I'm definitely going to keep taking visits to Tennessee. Like I said, it's still a long way to signing day, so I'm going to keep going down to Tennessee as much as I can. And again, going back to what I said earlier, that's going to be the key here. This thing for Keshan Bowman is going to go all the way to signing day, even if he ends up committing somewhere else, right? At one point, committed to Oregon. At another point, it was rumored that Vanderbilt was about to spend big-time money on Bowman and lock him down in Nashville. He was scheduled to come off the board for a second time on February the 10th. Got delayed again. When it got delayed, This is what Chad Simmons had to say over On 3. He said, since then, the race has remained fluid. Miami and Vanderbilt have been widely viewed as major factors, with Cristobal and Clark Lee both pushing hard. Says Tennessee has never backed off, and Josh Heupel's staff continues to recruit Bowman aggressively. Ohio State, often labeled wide receiver U, also remains firmly in the picture. Again, another quote from Bowman: it's really coming down to relationships. That means a lot to me. I want to go where I feel the best, where they can develop me, and where I can thrive in college and eventually thrive in the NFL. And again, going back to those relationships, he's saying it's coming down to relationships. And I get it. Everybody says, oh, drop the bag, spend the money, drop the cash, blah, blah, blah. We do. Everybody's going to get an NIL deal. And if Tennessee is making you a priority, you're going to have a comparable NIL deal to other schools. That's just where we're at in college football. However, if you've got a similar offer on the table to an Ohio State or a Miami or a Vanderbilt or whoever, then ultimately relationships do still matter. And I think Kelsey Pope has a pretty dang good track record when it comes to recruiting and landing elite wide receivers. Just look at the roster: Mike Matthews, Braylon Staley, Rad Jackson, Travis Smith, Tristan Keys. What a big win that was in the class of 26. And Tyreek King, a guy that committed early, locked his recruitment down, and really a lot of people don't talk enough about. Tyreek King was another huge win for Kelsey Pope on the recruiting trail. On top of that, so you got the relationships, you've got the NIL opportunity, and on top of that, you've got an elite quarterback or two on this roster that are going to be slinging you the rock in Faison Brandon and George McIntyre. What are your thoughts? Jump in the comment section, and let's talk about it. Tennessee working to flip Easton Royal from Texas, a 5-star wide receiver, number 1 ranked wide receiver in the country, and they continue to work on 4-star wide receiver in-state prospect Keshan Bowman. Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about it. As always, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out our merchandise. Go check out our Patreon. All the links are in the description below. But if you like what we do and you want to keep this channel moving forward, we need your support. Hit that thanks button down below. It's like a super chat on a video, or hit the join button and sponsor the Talkin VAWLS network so we can keep those dang mid-roll ads out of the videos, out of the live streams. I don't want to do that, and I appreciate your support. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.